Exodus chapter 34, the new stone tablets. The Lord said to Moses, cut out 2 stone tablets that are just like the first ones, and I'll write on them the words that were on the first tablets, which you broke. Be ready in the morning. Then come up to Mount Sinai. Meet with me there on top of the mountain. No one must come with you. No one must be anywhere on a mountain. Not even the flocks and herds must be allowed to eat grass in front of the mountain. So Moses carved out the 2 stone tablets that were just like the first ones. And early in the morning he went up to Mount Sinai. He carried the 2 tablets in his hands. He did as the Lord had commanded him to do. Then the Lord came down in the cloud. He stood there with Moses and announced his name, the Lord. As he passed in front of Moses, he called out and he said, I am the Lord. The Lord. I am God, who is tender and kind. I am gracious. I am slow to get angry. I am faithful and full of love. I continue to show my love to thousands of people, and I forgive those who do evil. I forgive those who refuse to obey, and I forgive those who sin. And I do not let the guilty people go without punishing them. I punish the children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren for the sin of their parents. Moses bowed down to the ground at once and worshipped. The Lord said, if you are pleased with me, then go with us, even though these people are stubborn. Forgive the evil things we have done, forgive our sins, and accept us as your people. Then the Lord said, I am making a covenant with you. I will do wonderful things in front of all of your people. I will do miracles that have never been done before in any nation, in the whole world. People you live among will see that the things that I, the Lord, will do for you, and they will see how wonderful those things really are. Obey what I command you today. I will drive out the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, Perizzites, Hivites, and Jebusites to make room for you. Be careful. Do not make a peace treaty with those that live in the land where you are going. They will be a trap to you. Tear down their altars, smash their sacred stones, cut down the poles they use to worship the goddess Asherah. Do not worship any other god. I am a jealous God. In fact, my name is jealous. Be careful not to make a peace treaty with those who live in the land. They commit sin by offering sacrifices to their gods. They will invite you to eat their sacrifices, and you will choose some of their daughters as wives for your sons. Those daughters will commit sin by worshiping their gods, and then they will lead your sons to do the same thing. Do not make statues of gods. Celebrate the feast of unleavened bread. For 7 days eat bread that is made without yeast, just as I commanded you. Do it at the appointed time of the month of Abib. You came out of Egypt in that month. Every male animal that is born first to his mother belongs to me. That includes your livestock. It includes herds and flocks alike. Sacrifice a lamb to buy back every male donkey that is born first to its mother. But if you do not buy the donkey back, break its neck. Buy back every oldest son. You must not come to worship me with your hands empty. Do your work in 6 days, but you must rest on the 7th day. Even when you are plowing your land or gathering your crops, you must rest on the 7th day. Celebrate the Feast of Weeks. Bring the first share of your wheat crop. Celebrate the Feast of Booths. Hold it in the fall. 3 times a year, all of your men must come to worship me. I am the Lord and King, the God of Israel. I will drive out nations ahead of you. I will increase your territory. Go up 3 times a year to worship me. While you are doing that, I will keep others from wanting to take any of your land for themselves. I am the Lord your God. Do not include anything that is made with yeast when you offer me the blood of a sacrifice. You must not keep any of the meat from the sacrifice of the Passover feast until morning. Bring the feast of the first share of your crops to my house. I am the Lord your God. Do not cook a young goat in its mother's milk. Then the Lord said to Moses, write down the words that I have spoken. I have made a covenant with you and with Israel in keeping those words. Moses was there with the Lord for 40 days and 40 nights. He didn't eat any food or drink any water. And the Lord wrote on the tablets the words of the covenant. And those words are the 10 Commandments. When Moses came down from the Mount Sinai, he had the 2 tablets of the covenant in his hands. His face was shining because he had spoken with the Lord. But he didn't realize it. Aaron and all the people of Israel saw Moses and his face was shining. So they were afraid to come near him. But Moses called out to them. So Aaron and all the leaders of the community came to him. And Moses spoke to them. After that, all of the people came near him, and he gave them all the commands that the Lord had given him on Mount Sinai. Moses finished speaking to them, and then he put a veil over his face. But when he would go to speak with the Lord, he would remove the veil, and he would keep it off until he came out. Then he would tell the people that what the Lord had commanded. They would see that his face was shining, so Moses would put the veil back over his face, and he would keep it on until he went in again to speak to the Lord. That's funny.